flight, and we'll see if we can have our deep tracks track that. You can see that in operation. And there's definitely different use cases for bundler. You'll see right now that is moving deep track through water. And as we know, in mining, there are definitely some areas that are less available for a ground-based vehicle than air-based. So they each have their strengths and their focus areas. Having said that, the deep tracks is a workhorse and can function and complete a lot of the surveyor process in and of itself as well. But there are times and where the DB5 is definitely the lead where they need to go. For instance, in the Stokes and passes, that sort of thing. And so there, you'll see on the bottom there's a water impediment that is prohibiting the deep tracks from venturing. It does work and functioning in different environments, and even within water. It's at this point where we're not sure of the depth of that water, so having the bundle where you can use a DB5 eliminates the risk, it eliminates the damage, and again, you're seeing this in a GPS denied area, and you're seeing the technology that can work in tandem to accomplish your operational goals.
And since everything's modular, you know, the real world scenario is that it could probably drive through that water. At this point, it doesn't look too deep. And again, the great kind of 3D video that we have here, you can see everything. You can see those risks. That water only looks to be maybe about a centimeter to like an inch deep or so. But due to the modularity, you can take the scanner off, you can take the air quality equipment off, and you can throw it onto the DB5 drone, and there you keep going. So, you know, in reality, that's a few minutes to swap it over. No need to get new equipment to bring a different team in. You know, the deep tracks are very easy to use. Andres here is using an Xbox 360 controller. He's controlling it remotely. And, you know, same with the drone. If you've got a drone operator who knows how to operate a drone, you can absolutely operate the deep tracks and switch over the air quality equipment to the LiDAR scanning equipment and have that data continue going straight to the base or wherever it is that you need to get in a hard to reach area.
Oh, absolutely. And that talks to the survey bundle ecosystem efficiency. And that is paramount to ensuring that the continuous production and also there's the advantage of what we discussed earlier in terms of everything moving a lot more quickly, and also talks to the fact that you're not limited by if you're using CMS and it's a handheld walking scenario. You can see that obstacles like this not just are impediment, but may pose some risk hazards as well. So for SafeScanner, you can use it even in a handheld mode in less challenging areas in drifts and ramps, just in for the daily advance. DB drone aerial, you'll see that Stokes and overpasses, high backs, and so some key specs is it can move down some fairly narrow corridors as well. So the synergy is that, as Graham mentioned earlier, it's all interoperable. It's all modular and component based. And so you've got one scanner and multiple payloads to deliver that technology.
All right, so that's great. And you can see here, so maybe we can talk a little bit about the interfaces a bit more and some of the features that we're seeing here. Maybe let's start on the left with the video. So you've got the 3D or 360, I should say, not 3D. Foveated video. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Joe?
Yeah, so the advantages, and Andres can kind of illustrate that by just moving that around so you can see it's not just a typical video. You can basically get a 360, as you said, Graham, of the whole area that you're in. So again, that's for not only for productivity's sake, it's for safety's sake as well. So you can see what's around you. It helps with, especially when you're looking at remote operations, you understand your environment that you're working in. And again, we're looking at the key safety features with respect to personnel, you know where they are. it kind of enhances everything. Yeah, an important part too is when you look at the little D tracks, it throws off a lot of light on its own. So right now there's some background lighting as well, but if you see where our drone is focused, the D tracks rover, you'll notice that there's a significant amount of light that it gives off as well, and that helps, of course, with the video, and it helps with safety as well. Okay, so yeah, then we're going to see some. Yeah, we're on the screen top right. You'll see the LiDAR scan that is being developed in real time. So this data is gathered in real time, and it gathers when you're mobile as well. So it's not yet like a lot of other technologies where you're static and you have to gather the data. You basically bring in a tripod, you're scanning it, you drop it somewhere, and you wait for a certain period of time. Ours is done in real time and it's mobile.
And you've got really high resolution data as well. It's doing it all together there.
Yeah, the SafeScanner is it's a centimeter accurate technology that is more than ample for many use cases that are required in mining. Somebody lost something there.
Brochure.
Brochure there, yeah.
You can see that on the camera.
So yeah, there's the clarity of the camera is exceptional. And as well as the build for the scan. And although that's the visual representation, the data that it represents is again kind of paramount for so many different folks for a number of reasons.
And so just a few seconds ago there, going to our final panel, which is our contribution here at for the software side of things at Ecosystem Informatics. You may have seen Dave from the SafeSight team there, who was kneeling behind the vehicle. He was actually blowing on the sensor that we have on the back side of the vehicle. And you can go back in the live stream or look at the video, and you can see in the bottom right the CO2 spiked from about 600 ppm to 800. So there's you get that near real time data. You could see him do that there, and you can see the CO2 levels spike. So again, you remotely from a dashboard. We're here. Andres is operating the vehicle. You've got that data right away. So maybe we can talk a little bit about, we're collecting all this information. That's great. Everyone collects a ton of data. Everyone's got all this data. What do you do with it? What do you actually get out of it is always the question that everybody gets, right? Okay, I have all this information. That's great. What does that mean for me? Why? What is the why here? So we can talk a little bit about that. Again, you can see the spike in the bottom right still continuing to go 1,000 ppm on the CO2. Every few seconds you're getting a reading. What does that mean for us? And we can start. You can go ahead, your Joe.
Yeah, so I can talk about. I mentioned earlier, so I won't dwell too much on the fact. But data is paramount. In fact, there was an event last night that we were at Mining Transformed here in Sudbury, hosted at the Science North, and the panel was talking about the paramount data initiative now that's occurring in the industry, and how the whole industry has embraced the data, and it's part of the whole the broader discussions on digital transformation and what's required there. And one of the overarching themes was the data, and data has to be relevant, it has to be accurate, and it has to be timely, and that translates to decision making. So for mine planners, they're looking at what the data that they require for their mine planning operations, for surveyors, for maintenance folks to be able to go in. So it's not just that it's the data that gathered and you're transmitting it to mine planning for something. It's also it's also available in a repository, so you have that and go back to it and you can share it. So you've got the multiple constituents using the same data, as Graham said, for their specific purposes as well.
So imagine this: instead of you do a round of blasting and you have to go and wait maybe 2, 3, 4 hours, take a sample to ensure that it's safe. Tell tell the operations team, tell the surveyors go in with their equipment, they set up. How long of a delay do you have there?
Oh, I mean, it'll vary, but you're going to save 50% of that time.
So instead of that, you have a vehicle or a drone, within minutes post blast, you have a vehicle that's capturing the exact features and dimensions and all of down to a centimeter level, exactly what the tunnel is looking like. And you're doing that within minutes. And at the same time, you're collecting that information, that data to say, is it safe to send somebody back? And you can do that all remotely without having to send anybody in. And you are already, not only are you doing it faster, you're doing the complete job. You're not even just checking, you're doing it while you're driving down there.
Absolutely. And that translates again back to the safety factors. So you're doing it more efficiently, you're doing it faster, and you're doing it safely.
Yeah.
And all that, again, that it translates the safety factors paramount, of course, but it also increases your production.
And that's productivity, exactly. That's exactly right. So you're making faster decisions in a safer way and in a more informed way. There's an expression that goes back a way and maybe been modernized, but stacking W's, win-win, right? If there's a win-win scenario, I mean, this is what you want to see, right? Is there's no drawbacks to the staff, to productivity. This is a complete solution that really enables faster production, more output, and as Mike said yesterday, we all know what that leads to: more of something else, and everybody likes that. So we don't need to tell you what that is.
Exactly.
So, and then, to put that into perspective, is that means you can do a faster second round, right? You do the first round, you go in, you don't need to wait, you know what's there, you can go and do a second round faster. Similarly, as you're mapping things along here, there's the reconciliation component of it. There's identifying hotspots, emissions pockets, maybe unseen things that don't get captured by fixed systems. Or periodic scans by sending people down, but you have a vehicle that goes down and it remaps it for you. You can get that live up to date, see if there have been any changes.
Yes. So further to what you were talking about in terms of who's going to use it and for what. So you've got for survey and geology, you've got safety and certainty, one of the things that we talked about there. So you've got 100% remote data capture is complete, it's shadow-free. It presents models for accurate resource definition. When you're looking at mine planning operations, it's productivity and optimization. You've got accelerated stope turnover, which we're kind of talking about there, immediate blast performance, which we just discussed as well. And you've got some improvement for short-term planning. So everybody's heard of short interval control, and that's been a buzzword used for years and years, and that basically speaks to the whole theme of, again, about being efficient and productive and being able to move the entire process and workflow faster, more efficiently and safer. For maintenance and geotechnical, it's kind of you're looking at prediction and preventative, and then there's all sorts of positives that are there in terms of from a safety perspective, and again from a dollar perspective. So you want to identify any potential issues. You want the ability to be a little bit more predictive on maintenance for shafts or passes, and you want to have less unplanned downtime. So mine and corporate management, we talked a little bit about that in terms of, so it's all about de-risk for them and return on investment, and that's data-driven. So safety management is data-driven, and quantifiable efficiency gains are produced from this. Enhanced strategic planning and forecasting, which is what senior management is looking at as well.
So you can see here, Andres just drove out of the NORCAT facility. He's out in front of the thing, so it's easy as that. Andres, if you pan to the left, you can see the building that we are in there. You can see some of the participants on the exhibit of the show. We're in the building over there. We're doing this all completely remotely. You drove out online, and maybe Andres, do you want to show off some of the scans, the dashboard or the model there? You can see. So he's doing panning around, he's taking all the measurements. He maps, a good portion of the NORCAT underground facility here. Behind
Yes, right now it only shows like the most recent data.
Yeah. Okay, so you got the entrance of the line. You can see the vent, the big ductwork coming out of ventilation, which you can see. Yeah, and over to the right, there it is. You can see in person. You can see it on the right hand side. So the results, if you scroll down on our dashboard on the right hand side, you get the live readings, but you keep going, goes to the time series. It's a clear button there for me. Right. You also got the readings. You can see that nice spike in the CO2 that David was so nice to contribute towards for us. So not only you have all this data that's collecting in real time, great for operational purposes, great for real time, great for safety, maybe an emergency scenario, but you also got it all recorded for later. It's available to be analyzed for post reporting as well. It's all live. It's not just live. It's both. It's real time. It's live, and it's there stored for you for later. Integrates into other systems. One of the things we have here at the USI and how we can store SafeScanners as well is the dashboard system also can integrate into existing control centers. So you have a control center you're using, or you service a customer has their own thing. You have your own dashboard. You can take that information two ways. You can have it displayed any way you want. And then, yeah, maybe if you want to talk about your system there and how that works for you too.
Yes, before that, I wanted to, as a segue, I'm just going to go into event form in terms of looking at data and our software and how that works. In terms of besides if we need to. And part of that is some of the output that we see that is on formats of highest different clouds, you'll see capture the LES, BTS, and files in bottom data and foundation for from 3D models, we do we pay for process. 0.5 converts to text 3D mesh, and it provides a real photorealistic model that's easy to share. And I'll just comment last here on this before. I'm just going to say we've got CAD ready files in DFS format. Allows 3D to import directly in engineering design. Software like AutoCAD, where you can use to create plan sections and detailed designs. And I'll turn that over to Mr.
Here I'm showing you the option to export the file, the point cloud, and these are the different formats that you can use to export the point cloud. And in case it's too big to export or for your capacity, you can downsample your data with these options. Right now it's showing that there is no USB connected because there is no USB connected. And yeah, it's as easy as that.
Perfect. Thanks. Yeah, I think that's you don't want to continue for continuing sake. I think we captured a lot of information, but please feel free to reach out to us for any additional information that you require, any comments, or we'd be delighted to hear from you. Graham, I'll turn over that. And thank you very much, everyone, for listening in today and participating in our LinkedIn Live event.
Okay, so Andres, we're gonna finish off here. Andres is actually gonna bring the vehicle over to us here in the control room, so you can see exactly what's going on here in the setup here. Joe,
yeah,
and I'll just
yeah, and I just want to stress. So this is, and Gray mentioned this earlier. So this whole demo, everything you've seen has been done remotely from the comfort of the NORCAT building while the technology is done underground.
Yeah. Joe's gonna go be the doorman for the vehicle here to let them up. So I'll just, say a couple words here. Again, huge thank you to Rogers. Well, I guess I should start with NORCAT, who's hosting this. It's an amazing event, and the facility that they have here is world class and it's so unique. So thank you to them for hosting this event and for having us or making these demos possible. And in that same vein, again, going back to Rogers for the networking, Ericsson for providing hardware, Becker for doing the installation, and UBC, I don't know if we touched on that too much, but they helped develop this foveated video that you see here that allows the 360 camera, but still to be super low latency, so that Andres, as you can see, he's controlling through a very, from a remote perspective and the size of the vehicle, a very tight, confined space, people around, no problem at all. And so we appreciate that. We appreciate all the folks who have tuned in. And again, the period to the end of the sentence is collect all of this data safely, remotely, at a higher quality, higher resolution, in a faster time, to be able to make better decisions and to be able to, have data and defensible decisions with that data, and save time, reduce risk, and support your employees. And ultimately, the goal, as we know, is increased productivity, but without compromise. So here we are doing the final stretch here. We've got Joe at the door. He's opening up for us. I'll turn around here. We've got the vehicle coming around. I'll wait and say hello. And then we'll see the man himself behind the ignition. Can you see there? Are you coming a little bit more there? Hello, everybody. There he is, the brains behind the operation. And as we can see, it's very easy to control. He's multitasking. He's got an Xbox controller, but at the same time, we're collecting all of this data. Anyways, thank you to all of us here from the SafeSight team, who are Joe and Grace, and of course myself, for any product with Ecosystem Informatics. And please reach out to us. We look forward to working with you, providing better operational insights.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Good.
A little bit more seamlessly than sure.
Yeah.
Is that still live?
Yes, it's almost like